Hi guys, this is Deniz. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll talk about mistakes that self-taught or beginner guitarists make. I've taught more than probably 1,000 students during my music career, both face-to-face or on Skype, except my online courses. So those lessons were one-on-one. So I had the opportunity to experience the common mistakes on the guitar. Before talking about the mistakes, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Since this is my new one, I had to start over and it would be a great help to me growing my YouTube channel. I want this video to be easy as possible, so I'll show the mistakes in the minor pentatonic scale. A minor pentatonic scale is probably one of the first things that you've learned on the guitar. A minor pentatonic scale, and its shape looks like this. So the first mistake is pulling down the strings with your left hand. Many of my students, while playing the guitar, they play it like this. The left hand, your fingers need some support, but they're trying to find that support by pulling the strings down, but that ruins the intonation. So your playing sounds detuned if you pull the strings down like this. This is one of the most common mistakes I have ever seen. So I've seen people play it right until the end. While they get close to the upper strings, while going back from the first string to the up, most people generally tend to pull the strings down on the 5th or 6th fret, or even both. That ruins the intonation. If you feel like your fingers need some support, just press it even a bit further through the string. Apply a perpendicular force to the string, like this, not like this, through the keyboard. But while doing that, avoid applying too much pressure, the unnecessary pressure. It will also make your guitar sound bad, and it will probably hurt your hands too. Before the next mistake, we're going to release a new song with my band, the Madcap, and the song is called Livin in a Crime Scene. You can pre-save it on your Spotify list, you can follow the Madcap on Spotify, and you can set a reminder for the music video. All links are in the description, and I'd be really happy if you follow the Madcap on Spotify and listen to our music, especially our upcoming music, because I'm really proud of the new ones we made. The second very common mistake is unbalanced picking. It sounds like this. We don't even hear most of the notes, so we have to treat right and treat same to each note we play and make them heard. It should be heard like this. If you play confident, then it will sound good. People tend to play a little bit recessive, and that's one of the reasons of the unbalanced picking. And the other thing is, most of my students tend to play too fast. And while playing fast, most of the notes are vanished, like this. If you want to play at that speed, it should sound like this. I'm not talking about too much power, it's just middle, but we have to hear every note you play. You have to treat them right. So the third mistake is trying to play too fast or playing too fast all the time. This is also one of the most common mistakes, and it's actually very bad, because what we are trying to teach our body, our hands, is muscle memory. You need to play with the right technique even without thinking about it. So if you play it wrong all the time, you'll get the wrong muscle memory, and it will be very much harder to fix that later. So you should play slow and try to check yourself and fix what you make wrong. You should play slow and right. Your left hand technique, check if you are pulling the strings down, if you're playing the shape right, if you're treating all the notes just the same. Only then you can speed up with the right technique. Try to play with a metronome and increase the metronome 1 BPM at a time. Also, I experienced most of my students tend to try to play faster than even a metronome. Try to listen the click. Try to lay over the rhythm. Try to be cool and relaxed. That will also make your guitar playing sound better, because if you try to play fast, it will sound like you are in a hurry and it will sound like a new guitar player. But if you play it relaxed, it will sound like you're in control, and people will feel you're playing like that because you are too relaxed, because you are too in control, and it will sound much better. Even if you try to play fast, try to be cool all the time. Also, playing too fast brings us to the next mistake, playing without rhythm. So, at least 90% of my students tend to increase their speed after they play a few right notes, like this. But they don't play it like that because their rhythm breaks, like this. And we don't want that. We want a stable rhythm. If you want to play at that speed, it should sound like this. But I prefer playing it much slower until you get it right and increase it 1 BPM at a time. My students here take a little bit slow, be cool, too much from me in our lessons. And most of the times when I tell my students to slow down, they don't slow down. Their brain knows that they need to slow down, but they don't. They play the same speed again mostly, even though I ask them to play at that 50% speed or maybe 20% speed, they play just the same speed. So check yourself. Always try to play slow and try to get it right. You can think of this like a slow motion movie, or you're in an underwater situation where you can play fast even if you want it. That's very, very important, because if you get wrong habits, it would be very much harder to fix them than trying to learn right in the first place. The other mistake connected to this is not playing fluent, not making the notes ring. If you lift your fingers before playing the other note, the note will stop sounding, stop ringing. And this way you can't sound fluent while playing the guitar. And you have to make too much movement, which also we try to avoid to play fast, because the lesser movement you make, the faster you can play. This will be harder, but this will be easier, because I'm making smaller movements. So you have to do two movements at the same time. Your right hand should pick just at the same time when your left hand, while your left hand fingers on the fretboard, like this. If I lift my fingers before that, I would ruin the fluency. So don't lift your fingers up until you play the next note. So while playing backwards, so there is three movements I make. On the second string, my right hand picks, my pinky and my index finger jumps to the second string. But my index finger jumps to the next string just a little bit later than my other finger, the third finger, for example. It's milliseconds later, but still later, because I want to keep this note ringing until I can put my finger on the next string. The other common mistake is hugging the guitar. Many of my students are hugging the guitar like this, so when they play the lower strings, they can't control the noise on the upper strings. You need to hold the guitar like this from this corner of the guitar, so your right hand would look like a line that is 180 degrees, just a straight line, as you see. This is also hard physically, so this is much easier. You can use the power of your whole arm without spending too much energy, and that's what we want. And also you can easily control the strings above while you're playing the strings below. They are muted. If you don't control, you'll hear a noise like this. All the time, because guitar is a noisy instrument. When you play the strings on the bottom, the top strings will generate a noise because of the resonance if you don't control it. So you have to control the noise on the upper strings with your right hand. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up, it will help me a lot. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to make a lot of videos about guitar and music. Don't forget to check out my music with the Madcap on Spotify and YouTube. If you want to improve as a musician, if you want to improve as a guitar player, you can study my courses on Udemy, and all are linked in the description. Thank you for watching. See you next time, guys.